All right, guys, come on in. Let's talk about this other red pen incident. So this actually happened on, hold on, December the 19th. Okay, so you're talking what? 5 days before Christmas? Aren't we supposed to be in a festive mood? To others, we were. To me, we were giving the red pen. So I got this memo back from the captain, and it was red penned, and I mean underlined, capital letters. Now there were 6 actions that needed to be done for this transportation request. So the first action was to talk about the individual, the warrant, what number it was, all of the particulars. And then the second was about the actual incident. And then the third was about, the DA is approving to go pick this person up. And then the fourth was about the PTS, the prison transportation office, the prison transportation system. They would go and pick up this individual. How much it's going to cost for them, how many, miles, all the logistical stuff. And then the fifth was about the detective and how much it was going to cost to send 2 detectives to go pick this person up, how, miles, what was needed for these 2 detectives. So then it would be, then it was like one other thing. And he decided he didn't want it to be 6 call of actions. So he decided to take out 4 and make 4. He decided to take out number 5 and make 4 and 5 one action. And then he changed the number 6 to a number 5. So, I mean, he did his arrows and he did his circling, and he just wanted to take what I did and mess it all up, because really none of this was wrong. It was just not done to his liking. Now, I mean, this was already something that I did prior to him doing this. I mean, this wasn't the first time that I did extraditions and transportations for him, or turn in things, gun return stuff. But then he started, take this out. Oh, move this over. This, doing all this unnecessary stuff. So, because there really wasn't anything that would have indicated that I needed to be red penned and everything. So I gave it back to him. I gave it to the lieutenant, and the lieutenant gave it back to him. And then, like I said, this was a transportation request. And then he turned the word transportation, and he crossed it out, and he capitalized extradition. Like, this is an extradition memo. So then I went back to the lieutenant, and I was like, this is a transportation. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, I mean, he's housed in Pittsburgh. Last time I looked, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, we're in the same state. This isn't something that needs to be extra. Then the lieutenant's like, oh yeah, you're right. So, it was funny when they were wrong, then it was funny. But if they felt I was wrong, then I was basically, pointed at with the arrow and circle this and all this nonsense, just childish nonsense stuff. And like I said, I made contact and found out that what I was going through was not something that I should be going through. I was, going through stuff that this should not have been happening at my workplace. This definitely was harassment. I was working in a hostile work environment daily. Okay. I mean, I remember just, they acted like we were in somebody's house. The girls would go in the kitchen, they would go in there and they would cook breakfast, and then they would cook breakfast and a lot of people would eat, which, whatever. And I remember one morning, this one girl, she stood like all the way by the inspector's office, and she like yelled down the office. Now, mind you, I got yelled at and looked at like I was from another planet because I had my radio on volume 2, sitting there. You couldn't even understand what was being said or played on my radio. You just heard something faint. And the lieutenant walked by my desk one day and he felt like he didn't want to hear it. And he said, "You need to put earbuds in. Do you hear?" And then he said, "Do you hear anybody else with the radio?" And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, "Exactly." And then he walked away from me in disgust. So like, this isn't something that you should have to be subjected to when you are working in a police department. And like I said, I kept everything because I knew that what I was going through was not something normal. You know, I mean, I worked in other places before. I did the same job that I'm getting red pen on before. I was trained by people who did the same format that I kept and I was doing, because that's what you needed to do in order to do this assignment. I mean, it wasn't a hard assignment, you know, it was just factual stuff. So it wasn't something that you needed to do any different than what was being done years prior, because basically who, what, where, when, why, and how, and get to the point. And I did that. So like I said, this captain, he crossed out transportation when in fact it was a transportation, and he made it extradition. And then he wanted to tell me in action number 3 that I needed to backspace one more over. And yeah, I did fix what he wanted to be fixed, but it was just obnoxious what he did all the time. And it was obnoxious what they did up there all the time. And it was okay. But I mean, I would do nothing and I would get, you know, talked to over my radio being on. Really? I mean, it just got to the point where it was hostile. And that's why I kept a log on what was happening. And, you know, I made contact and I was told that, yeah, this is legit. Yeah, you are being harassed. Yeah, this is a hostile work environment. But I just never went through with the actual action of going, you know, I got interviewed. I just never went through the next phase where I guess they would have come and they would have done whatever they do. I don't know. I never did that. That was the first time I ever did that before. But so, you know, making my channel now that I'm retired and I'm talking about it, like, I feel like this is not payback, but let these people see that this is not cool. That this is not something that you should have done. You know, stand up your truth. I'm standing up my truth. I have my receipts on the nonsense that you guys put me through. You know, I hope somebody, you know, shares this to you and you know that I'm talking ill about what you did to me. You know, stand it up. Let's have a conversation. I welcome you to come to my channel. Matter of fact, I welcome anybody that is going through something with the police department. Not so much the police department, but with the people on the police department. Because it's not the police department. It's the people that are it's the circus people, because these people really have issues. They really, what do they say? Hurt people hurt people. I mean, these people obviously were obviously hurt. There was a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of that. And I work with it. The guys, not so much. The girls, definitely. The girls, definitely. And it's just sad. And I'm not ashamed to say, like, yeah, I have shit. Yeah, I do. I have stuff because I rightfully kept stuff because I was in a hostile environment with these people. I mean, anybody with a brain would keep receipts too. I mean, if you don't, you're the idiot. Like, I'm no dumb girl. I'm no dummy. So, when you watch my channel and you hear my story and you hear these different things that happen under my time that I was a detective, don't think that I was sitting there like writing it down. No, I wasn't sitting there. But what I was doing was making sure that I had enough evidence that if I were going to go further and do something, I would have the evidence. I have all the evidence. I just didn't go further with it. But now I have my channel. So, this is my further. That's how I feel. This is my further. So, like it or not, you're going to hear my truth. And this is my truth. And I feel good about releasing it off my tongue. You could tell if somebody's lying. Like, I don't have to lie about this. I'm talking about this, and I'm like talking about it in a way that I'm like telling you, I'm not trying to lie about it. I don't have any reason to lie about it. It's rolling off my tongue real easy because it's all the truth. It's my truth.